Okay, well, on that note, we are joined this morning by Congressman Brian Bilbray. He is obviously heavily involved in this race. It's now a three-way race in the 52nd District. Good morning to you.
Actually, I think it's 4 or 5-way.
Is it now?
Oh, there's a whole crowd getting in, you know, anytime they get into it.
But the top three, of course, would be you of course, Scott Peters and Lori Saldana.
And you've got a couple other Republicans in there that don't think that I'm conservative enough. So, I mean, that's the way it goes in there.
But your record says that you voted pretty much 90% along the lines of your party in Congress.
Most of the time you vote along the issues, and you vote against them, like this week on this offshore oil issue. I voted against leadership. I told them that. I think the community should have the opt-out, and you take that on that thing.
Well, because it directly affects people here in San Diego.
Yeah, not just that, but it's a standard that ought to be used. That within 20 miles of the border, there's stuff in here, and I mean, of the coast. There's certain things those of us that know the coast know to work with. But you know, I served on the California Coastal Commission. We had an amendment to give them some jurisdiction here. I understand that. So, you know, the biggest issue there is that being able to stand up and tell your leadership when they're wrong. I signed a discharge petition on this Stock Act, the one that was making sure that not only does congressmen not make money off of inside information, but administrators don't too. Leadership doesn't like you to sign it, what's called a discharge. That means you're going to basically take away their power and force votes. So you got to vote it.
What's your feelings on the $4 trillion the deficit plan by President Obama that he's putting out there? And he's saying that it's basically $1 is a tax increase, $1 is a spending cut.
Look, here's the reality out there. The president knows. He's putting it out there, and like last year, we've had how many years now? We've had 1,000 days of no budget passed by the Senate. The Senate did not. There was only one member of the Senate that would vote to even consider the president's budget last year, and that was the gentleman who's recognized as a socialist out of Vermont. And so when you get one senator that'll even vote to consider the budget, I think the president knows that if you can't get any senators, even Democratic senators, to support that, you've got a real problem, and we got a challenge on it. I guess a lot of things goes on today in Washington. There's a lot of discussion of the haggling, but they don't, nobody wants to report things like guys like Sam Farr, a Democrat from up mid-state. He was working real hard with those of us here in San Diego at trying to get fair compensation for our doctors who are serving our TRICARE, retired military. That kind of story doesn't get out, where you see a lot of these guys who are working across the aisle, and we've worked together before. That's the kind of thing that gets it done. I mean, it's like right now, we were just talking, the Port District has asked me to carry a bill to help keep the cruise ship jobs here in San Diego. First thing I do is go to Nancy Pelosi and say, look, Nancy, San Francisco will benefit. Let's work on it. These are not the things you see. What you see are the firebrands who love to try to turn Congress into a debating club. And I'll tell you, that's why people are so fed up with Congress. They see that. Frankly, I mean, I'm